Hello and welcome to Parenting Diaries on CAC TV, a program that discusses everything parenting. My name is Flash Mboro. I am your host, and we are on CAC TV Kenya on Facebook and YouTube. And our number is 0111 22 0044 for any questions. With me is my Mr. Julius Gitari, a veteran counseling psychologist. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Flash.
And please tell us a little bit about yourself before we dig into the topic.
Thank you very much for hosting me this morning. I'm very, very, very excited to be in CAC TV.
All right.
It's a TV that is from my home church.
Okay, or you're Presbyterian.
Born and brought up.
All right. Okay.
I'm very excited to be to be your guest this morning.
Yeah.
To discuss this very, very noble topic.
Okay.
Like you said, I'm Julius Gitari. I'm a counseling psychologist. I'm born again Christian. I'm married to one wife, and I'm a father of two sons who are young adults. Because the first one has finished the university, the other one is finishing up the university, and I'm glad to be here. As a counseling psychologist, I also own a training institution in the country called the Talent Eye Training Institute. Talent Eye Training Institute. Why the eye? Because we don't see with our physical eyes, we see with our brains, and education is more about our mind. It's cognitive.
Okay.
So when we talk about Talent Eye Training Institute, is whereby we want to nurture our brain, because the word of God says that my people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. And it's a name that comes from Matthew chapter 6, verse 22 to 23. That the light of the body is the eye. Therefore, if the eye is good, then the whole body is full of light. And that's the knowledge now we are teaching people through programs like counseling, psychology, child protection, social and community development, criminology and forensic studies, among others.
Oh, also criminology and forensic studies.
Yes.
All right. Now, but today we are going to deal, I think, with the counseling psychology bit.
Perfect.
Because our topic today is parenting styles and their effects on children. So, Mr. Gitari, since you are the expert, tell us about the parenting styles and how they can affect children.
One thing I want to allude to is that at least when it comes to parenting, by default, nobody graduates from any college or university as a parent. With no certificates.
True.
So, and our traditional upbringing that we are product of life accidents. So, but we want to thank God because we have not been lost.
Yes.
Our parents tried their best.
Yes.
Beside the fact that they did have the formal education. And so now with the time, parenting has been a very, very, very critical area of interest. And therefore, different parenting styles have come up, which majorly are being embraced. But sometimes they bring also a bit of confusions. And so it depends on the parents' ability. It depends on the parents' knowledge. It depends also again on the environment where we are coming from. And when I talk about the environment, I mean that still, even though in the year 2025, still some Kenyans are in the year 1963.
Okay, psychologically.
All right. And therefore, there's a very big discrepancy. So therefore, some of the things we might talk about parenting styles, they might not be applying to some communities we have in the country, especially those in the pastoral community, whereby still life is the same, the Mau lifestyle.
Yes.
They are still there, and to them, all is well.
And this will not apply.
And God mysteriously has helped them to parent. And they have brought up children very well. Beside being in this, what we can label the archaic age. So we've got different parenting styles, but the most common and the major was that many people talk about and they are 4. However, we got more than 10 different parenting styles. But the major ones, they are 4, and we begin with what we call the authoritative parenting. And in authoritative parenting is whereby we talk about parenting in the right way. So there's a balance here. We're able to balance our ability to maintain that emotional closeness and emotional distance of the child. And the rules are there, but they are not punitive. Actually, they are warm rules. And this, as a result, it is able to bring up the children, balanced children, because boundaries are not rigid.
Okay.
They are flexible, and therefore, as the parents set to the rules, there is a room for discussion and the room for even being flexible when it comes to the family rules. When it comes to the issue to do with the dieting rules, also they are not engraved on a lock, but they are flexible depending on the situation. Communication is open, therefore the children can be able to approach the parents and ask them 1, 2, and 3, and especially in that authoritative parenting style. Majorly, one thing that comes out very well is the aspect about effective communication.
Okay.
Because one of the major challenges we are having in communication is whereby you are used to talking like a parent, and if you are not talking like a parent, you're talking like a child. The child is forced to talk like a child or forced to talk like a parent. And that is synonymous of poor communication.
Yes.
And that's why statements have come out that children are supposed to be seen, not to be heard. Because you are behaving like a parent.
Yeah.
Every time you are behaving like a parent, you communicate like a parent, there will always be conflicts, and they will always be lambasting one another, and as a result, that is poor communication. So in this authoritative parenting, because the balance is doing things right, therefore this style of parenting is whereby parents talk like adults, and children are embraced in the cycle of also responding like adults. And that's why sometimes we always say that wacha tuongee kama watu wazima. So every time we enter the adult mode, definitely we are able to resolve problem, we are able to have the creativity, we are able to come up with the best way of handling situations appropriately, and there is no sign that will take an offense. So in that style of parenting, the end result is that we produce children whose self-esteem is high, and because self-esteem is high, this individual's body image is also right. The goals they set in life, that is ideal self, is also right, and also they have got this positive image about themselves, and as a result, they're able to tap to their potentials very well. And this is the child who, in the future, will be able to meet the 8 basic human needs. Basic needs, security needs, love and belongingness need, esteem needs, cognitive needs. They will excel very well in academics. And then we have got aesthetics, we have got self-actualization, and the transcendent needs. These are the children who will not have the problem for them going to seek God, because transcendent is the last one, is the topmost, because we minus the spiritual, everything else is vanity. So those transcendent needs, that's the person now you discover that at least even in the schools, they are the ones who are heading the movement, like Christian Union, YCS, Muslim, whatever, because they have been parented very well. They know that they always need to seek a higher power. And in the house, there is fellowship. The parents have been able to establish the family altar, whereby the dad has been there as the head, ensuring that at least that spiritual pillar in the house is always there. This is going to moderate and regulate the behaviors, and these are the children when they are becoming very, very empathic in life.
Awesome. Now I liked when you said cognitive needs. And these are the children who a higher percentage of them will do well in school. And the reason I'm saying that is because many parents want their kids to do well in school, but they don't have that kind of parenting. So parents, I hope you've heard that one of the things to make your child do well in school is empowering cognitive needs by being an authoritative parent. Let's go to the other parenting style.
Thank you. Now, the next parenting style is what we call now the authoritarian.
All right.
Authoritarian style of parenting is the parenting style whereby now Me, the parent, I become now the author and the finisher of
Not their faith.
of the rules in the house.
All right.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say the author and the finisher of their faith.
No.
All right.
I am the lion of the tribe of my house, and therefore whatever I say, period.
Okay, wewe ndiye kusema na umesema.
Yes, na nikisema siwezi semuka. Kama kuna Kiswahili kama hiyo.
Yes.
That's the end.
Right.
It's final. The rules now, they become very, very, very rigid, and you have got no contribution. The children have got no contribution. They don't have a say. They have to do what was said. And therefore, it is the same style of do what I'm saying and not what I'm doing.
Okay.
So that is the kind of parenting now where we are. And as a result, one of the major challenges is that there is, now this one now, children are supposed to be seen, not to be heard.
Yes.
This is the parenting style now we're talking about now. Here, children are supposed to be seen, not to be heard.
Yes.
Because they have got no say, it's daddy and the mom. And now the so-called discipline, it is not discipline, but punishment and torture.
Okay. It's punitive.
It's very punitive. And that element of impunity rings to children who are forced to become adults when they are supposed to be children. And therefore, this is the situation whereby now your value, the validity of the child in terms of the self-concept is purely distorted because they have to follow the external source of authority. So you have to know power. You are deprived of power.
So you are not even allowed creativity.
There is no room for creativity because creativity means breaking the rules
of mwenye amesema. And
this constitution cannot be promulgated. They cannot be revised.
Yeah.
Whatever I said is final.
Yeah.
And therefore, I've got the schedule of how things should run here.
Yeah.
I've got the schedule. If it comes to freedom of the children to engage, to probably watch something like the TV, it is just by the prerogative of mercy. Okay. Not because the remote is there.
No.
So you cannot come here to talk about the TV here.
No.
No. And therefore the channels, they are not yours. They are supposed to be dictated. And it's not a must.
Yes.
And therefore this kind of authoritarian parenting style. Remember the first one we were talking about authoritative. Yeah. Let's not differentiate authoritative
and authoritarian.
Yeah, let's not confuse.
So authoritative ni ule mzuri.
That is the best. Authoritarian ni kusema na kutenda.
All right.
So now this style of parenting, first of all, it makes people to be conditioned. It makes children to be conditioned. And that kind of a conditioning is a conditioning whereby we learn through association.
Okay.
We learn through association. Mm-hmm. That's operant conditioning per se.
Yes.
You learn by association. And that's why we have to be very keen here. When now the word of God says that train up the child in the way they should go. When they grow up, they will not depart from it. Now here, we are not training the children. We are punishing the children here.
Okay.
We are punishing them. Mm-hmm. And as a result, they end up not being obedient, but compliant.
Yeah. Because they have no flexibility.
And when they comply, you think you brought up the best children. Those are not the best. No. But these are children with the low self-esteem. And because of low self-esteem, these people, they are the ones who feel very insecure and fulfilled. They are stuck. They lack direction. And as a result, these are the children who end up getting so much depressed. Okay. And when they get depressed, parents are very happy because a depressed child will not go out in the environment
and they're not
to joke around. So you think that your child is disparate, but in the real sense, your child is sick. They are suffering from depression.
Wazazi, I hope you are listening, that because your child does not socialize, they don't even like going out. Oh, my girl is so good. She just likes staying in the house.
They don't identify
I hope you're
their
understanding. It doesn't mean that she's very disciplined. Your child may be depressed. Hiyo mushike sana. Right. Yes. That's interesting.
Yes.
Wow. That's a very awakening. Because I know many parents, we pride ourselves how our child hata apendangi stories za watu hata
na boyfriend
hata boyfriend.
Yeah, ana girlfriend
so that could be a little red flag kwa umbali.
Atokagi kwa nyumba.
Yes.
That's a total red flag.
Nice. Let's go to the other. Sorry.
Already we are making the children to become antisocial.
Absolutely.
And it is a personality disorder called antisocial personality disorder.
I think the next time I meet you, we are going to talk about disorders, because when people hear about personality disorder, they think it's being an introvert. People, they don't, so you need to explain that disorder. But let us go to the third parenting style.
Yes. Oh, then now the other parenting style is the permissive. The permissive style of parenting, and this permissive style of parenting is whereby now parents behave like crocodiles. You know, a crocodile can wink an eye, and the thinker as well. So here, at least rules are set, but they are not followed to the letter.
Okay. So rules ziko, they are set.
They're there because it's a family. A family is supposed to function. Rules are set. But we tend now to, because it's permissive, we tend now not to be very, very rigid.
Okay.
There's a point now whereby we would neglect even our role as parent for the sake of pampering the other party, the child.
Okay.
So we are very warm. The communication is open. We can crack jokes here.
Isn't that a good thing?
Not in parenting.
Okay.
If you've read
I can't joke with my baby.
There are types of jokes and there are boundaries of jokes.
Okay.
So all that should be balanced.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So in this one, there are no boundaries.
Boundaries are there, but they are not boundaries that should be maintained. You can go beyond them because of the boundaries.
Okay. So
Yes.
in permissive parenting,
Yes.
there are boundaries,
Yes,
but they are just there for the sake. They
for
are
the
not
sake,
observed.
the key one is they are there for the sake.
For the sake. Okay.
Yes, therefore the child can bump into the parents' bedroom. The child can even wake up on Saturday and come and start scratching the feet of the parent and ask them, "Mom, are these your legs?"
Oh, so that is why parents say, don't do that because the boundaries are there, but she's not actualizing them.
Exactly. And therefore, children have got the tendency to take the advantage because they are we are not so much strict on you. And if you tell us tomorrow, today the weather is cold, you're not feeling like going to school, it is okay, Gababa, it's okay. It is okay, you'll go tomorrow. That's where we are. Yeah, exactly. Now that is where we are, permissive parenting. And that aspect of permissive parenting, now it makes now children to test boundaries. Then the major challenge about this parenting style is that at least now the children are not helped to become independent. The level of independence, the level of dependence is very, very, very high.
Okay.
And these are the university graduates who are 35 years old. They cannot go and they're earning more money than the parents, but they cannot be able to hire their own house.
In fact, talk about that, because sometimes when we talk about all these parenting styles, people think it only applies to the teenage and the small baby. Able to talk about now campus and adults.
No, we actually
how it inakuja kuwaramba.
We are people who finish even the campus. They are working, but they cannot leave the house where the parents are paying the rent. They can't pay for themselves the rent. They need to be woken up to shower to go to the place of work.
To be told to go to church?
Yes, because they have been too much pampered. They develop dependency instead of independence. They are very, very undecisive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they are very, very undecisive.
They can't make up their mind on simple things.
It's very, very difficult. And it also becomes very difficult for them even to problem solve.
Okay.
They lack the life skills.
Right.
Because instead of me telling you, you must learn how to cook, I was cooking for you and bringing for you the food. So we deprive them life skills and leave them with the deadly skills.
Is this now at the age of 35 or 28? Are we still going to blame the parent or this big child?
Now, this child was brought up in this family whereby there was permissive parenting style.
Yes, yes.
So the child has grown up, they're going to primary school, secondary school, but everything is there. They cannot even wash their clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's permissive. It's permissive. Not house help. The parents are there because they don't know. I give birth to my child. I don't want my child to suffer.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
How can my child suffer the way I suffered? How? I'll call my lawyer. How can my child suffer?
Okay.
Yes. So we are there now, handling them like eggs in a crate. Eggs in a crate.
Yeah.
Whether you sleep over, there will be no much consequences. After all, you said you might sleep over. You said.
Yeah.
And we said it is okay. After all, you know you are sleeping at Emboros.
Yes.
Praise.
Yes.
So when you come back, we are not here to rubber stamp you. The excuse you give us, we go satisfied with it. That's where we are. That's where we are. So this child is deprived of these problem-solving skills. They are very, very, very dependent. Sometimes they are spendthrifts because nobody is going to even to ask you for. So we enable bad behaviors. We become the enablers. The parents become the enablers of these maladaptive behaviors because they are supporting they are meeting the needs of the child and supporting the child to have their way in this kind of a situation. Yet the rules are there, and we are trying. So support. There's a model called the high functioning counselor model, whereby we offer very high support and a very low challenge.
Now, before we take a break, tell me about we will discuss the fourth parenting style after the break. But before we take a break, quickly tell me about this permissive parenting, that child in employment.
Thank you. Now, in employment, this is a child who will go and do the interview very well, but then they need to get the instruction from others all the time. You cannot initiate. And these are the people who are going to be employed up to the age of 60 years. They cannot resign early even when they are getting money and start their own businesses, because their business will not succeed. Because
they are used to be told what to do.
So they are
can't even think.
They have got what we call the mental trap. So to them, up to the age of retirement, and even after the retirement, they cannot imagine living without the job. They are the people who retire and start going back to the office because to them, their DNA is employment.
And remember, everything was done for them, so they don't know what to do with themselves after retirement.
Exactly. And so it becomes very difficult to readjust.
Oh my goodness.
And that's why if they have to readjust, they readjust and go and die. Yes, that's why I'm retiring to die.
Because I'm imagining by the time they are 60, yes, the parents who are enabled them have died.
A long time ago.
So they don't have an instructor anymore.
So the parents who thought that they oxygen, now they died a long time ago. Now you have got no breather. You also succumb to death.
That makes a lot of sense.
And that's why people are ending up using a lot of evil powers to maintain employment, because they can't do without employment.
Right.
Yes. Visit many farms, many government organizations. People are embracing evil powers to maintain the job. Because of this problem that we acquired, I can't imagine myself. COVID did not kill many people. Some of them died because of this lack of skills. Because
first of all, this permissive child during COVID, they don't know what to do themselves.
What do I do? Minus reporting to the place of work.
We'll be back after this break. Remember, we are on CAC TV Kenya, on all our channels, YouTube and Facebook. We'll come back after the break to discuss the other parenting child. Receive Christian greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Elizabeth Kimani, serving in the Women Ministry Department. And on behalf of all women
I want to take this opportunity to wish all Christians a blessed Easter season. Remember that Jesus came so that we may have the fullness of life. And my prayer is that we will all enjoy the abundance of Christ during this Easter season and in the days to come. God bless you all.
Thank you and welcome back. Remember, we are talking about parenting styles and their effects on children. We've discussed the authoritative, that's the good one. We've discussed the authoritarian, that is the one that is too strict. We have just finished discussing the permissive parenting style. Julius, which is the fourth one?
Yes, the fourth one is called the neglectful parenting. In this neglective parenting, when you use the word to neglect or to indulge, neglectful. So when I'm neglecting you, it means first and foremost, I was not prepared for you to be born.
Okay.
Now that you've been born, now you want to interfere with my life. And I'm not ready to be tainted by you. Therefore, the way out is that I let you be there. So you are there at your own risk. That is now the neglectful parenting.
Okay.
And in this neglectful parenting, majorly much of the support is from, not from the parent, but from the environment. Much of the support is from the environment. And this is whereby now parents are more absent in the life of this particular child. Their input is very minimal, their contribution is very minimal. So you are like a reptile child. You know a reptile. If there is the eggs on the sand, then they disappear. Whether those eggs, after they hatch, they are going to survive or not, God knows. But mysteriously, they survive. So, and therefore, and that's now where we are having a lot of challenges, because the outcome of this neglected parenting is that children have got, they don't grow emotionally. They're emotionally stunted. They don't grow in with unbalanced social skills. And that's why when they come to your place, they'll pick some things, they start studying some things. In terms of the academics, they will not excel very well, because if you're there at your own risk, now it will be that though you are a genius, still, because of low self-esteem, we don't see that geniusness in you. You are smart upstairs, but we don't see excelling because of low self-esteem. Don't joke with the esteem. Esteem us a lot. And it's not a matter that you can finish the school, because we're supporting your school life.
Yeah, who is monitoring anyway? That's
the point. Then at the same time, even when it comes to provision of the basic needs of the children, food, shelter, clothing, is very, very, very difficult. So if you cannot provide basic needs for the child, will you provide the cognitive needs?
No.
That's why people end up using disclaimers like masomo sio sudwari. Yes.
And they hold it to that.
I can still survive.
After all, I've come this far.
I've come this far. And therefore, these are the people now who end up sometimes now developing a lot of defense mechanisms. You have to defend yourself, lest the rule of the thumb, survival of the fittest, take charge over you. So they have to learn through hook or crook. So in this style of parenting, you discover that even in terms of nurturance, these children now, they don't have the human nerve. Because even in terms of the bonding, they have not bonded very well with their parents, and therefore don't expect them to handle you like a human being.
So are these the people who become psychopaths and sociopaths?
Sociopaths, yes, exactly. Now that's where now we are going.
Right.
And that's why sometimes they might end up even portraying behaviors whereby to them they rejoice when people are suffering.
Yeah.
Rejoice.
After all, life was not fair to me, even you let watch her to kue evil.
And they lack the locus of empathy. Therefore, they can never have the point of asking themselves, if I were the one, how will I feel? So, stealing for you the mobile phone is not a big thing because I have no locus of empathy.
Yeah.
Just myself, if it was my mobile phone that has been stolen, how will I feel?
Yes.
Therefore, this negligent parenting style is very, very difficult because it produces children who somehow become very antisocial, and they have got the problem of so they have got they lack the soft skills. They lack the soft skills, which we call human relational skills.
Yeah.
You mean the management, you are aware that's about the three clusters of managerial skills.
Yeah.
The managerial, the technical skills, and the human relational skills.
Correct.
And remember, the most critical skills, they are the human relational skills or the soft skills. They don't have them.
Empathy and all that.
They don't have those kind of skills. And because they lack that, the society perceives them to be antisocial, and we tend even to label them.
How do we label them?
Giving them names like thief. A thief is a label. There is no human being who is a thief. All human beings are good, but this behavior, now we combine them behavior with the human being. We are not able to separate. Remember, even God does not combine.
Yeah.
God has got no problem with the sinner. He only hates the sin. God has got no problem with the sinners. But now human beings have got the problem because they combine you. That's why
they label you.
And they label you. And there's nothing as painful as labeling. This nickname we attach to people. The other day I was asking my students in the class to produce the kind of noise that the kind of a sound of the animal that the parents give them, because we don't give birth to children, we give birth to domestic animals and wild animals.
Yeah.
And it was funny in the class because you discover parents have never labeled their children donkeys, all those domestic animals.
Yeah.
Chickens, monkeys, dogs, and everything. So that is the label. So those labels have got a tendency to affect the image you have about ourselves, the ideas we have about ourselves. It affects our it distorts our self-concept.
Yes.
Therefore, we lack the human nerve. And if we have to have any human nerve, it's only that we are aware we are being taken advantage of. We lack the human nerve.
Okay.
And therefore, and I guess this is what is causing even a lot of corruption in the systems.
Right. Talk about that.
Yes, because of that lack of human nerve. When I get an opportunity, I'm in a position to vandalize anything because it's a matter of survival of the fittest. And these are some of the children who get a lot of even all of fixations, and therefore to them, when they grow up, the element of greed is very high. The so-called tumbokalai will come because I grew up in an environment whereby there was no provision. Therefore, an opportunity come. So those hoarding behavior, hiding things,
you hold everything.
You hold everything.
When you meet a politician, you have to grab while you still are there.
Yes, because nobody else exists except me. The weakness does not exist at all in this individual.
Because I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor, and therefore, come rain, come shine. I must fake it until I make it.
It's about me.
It's about me, and therefore I don't see anything outside myself. When you come to talk about the stories, when you come to discuss, everything should be rotated around me.
So these are the people who even become conversational narcissists.
Yes.
They don't allow other people to talk.
No.
Wow. Look at that.
If other people talk, they should praise me. They should praise me. Yes.
Parents, I hope you're understanding where it all went down in a bad way, right? Neglecting your child can become a narcissist. Wow.
Yes.
Look at
So those tendencies are there, and as a result, now you discover that we can never trust you.
Yeah, of course. I'm a thief.
We can't trust you with our resources, and because of the security issues now, at least you have to install security gadgets so that we monitor you, and because we are not sure of you. So now you discover that now the kind of a child who has been produced here is a child who will be very, very, very rebellious.
Right.
This is a child who will be having a lot of inadequacy because they are lacking the life skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Therefore, they will be, even in school, they will have those kind of inadequacy.
Yeah.
These are the people who will be always seeking attention. And I'm so sure you're aware that crime is a tendency to seek attention.
And parents, listen to this. Please listen to this. Sometimes your child, okay, go on, just tell them and listen to this. Right.
Yeah, crime is a tendency to seek attention. Because if I've stolen in Central Bank, and I've been put in all the nation newspapers in the country. And today we have got the global village. I'm appearing anywhere in the world.
I'm a hero.
On the headline of the nation newspaper, not our president, is me appearing.
At CNN headlines.
Yes.
I'm in the nation newspaper headline.
Wow.
Even my face.
What does that make me feel?
Very important.
I'm on top of the world, and therefore I become a hero. But on which direction? The negative side. The negative side of the divide.
Correct.
So, and these are the individuals who also be having the power game, will be fighting for power. Who is the who here? And I believe as we talk about this, our parents can be able to appreciate that in the house they discover there is this child who does not do the homework. There is this child who, when they arrive in the house, there is a child who is going to drop the cup. When you come, when you are not there, everything is well. Everything is in order.
Anamwaga chai za ile mama na dadi yako.
Ndipo kwa maana unataka kufika kwa nyumba uingie bedroom, yet I need you. So they tell me I need you.
So I have to cause.
Yes, this is a child who is going to urinate on the plate so that they see whether those rules as you said.
Now hold on to that. Talk about high schoolers, parents of high schoolers, especially boarders, and the stunts they pull so that the parent is called. Please talk about that.
Thank you very much.
That child who is looking attention wants to get attention, and she or he inside high school.
Yes. Now this was now the high school management already try to really have the so-called that black book. And now the child who had this kind of a problem, one of the reasons why they have a problem in the high school is because of attention-seeking behavior.
Correct.
The inadequacy they have is the one that they're going to display in school because they're not going to do their homework. They would not follow the school rules and regulations because they are not able to. It is the inadequacy. They are not able to do not follow the school rules and regulations. They would not adhere to the timings.
Rules.
They will not do the cleanup before they go to the parade. So those are the kind of children. The problem is inadequacy in them.
And do you think some of them deliberately get involved in discipline to get that attention you're talking about? So the parent can come?
Yes, because these parents, the parent I was left with is a teddy bear. But then tomorrow is a Valentine's Day, teddy bears are going to be sold a lot because when they look at the women, they feel like getting another baby. Now let's forget about the teddy bear. But this child, they have been looking for you. You are never available for them because to you, you are working in very far, maybe out of the country, and therefore, when the child call you, you are telling the child that. If I don't stay away from you, you not get the teddy bears, you will not get the toys, you not get these kind of bottle tops, you not get the marbles.
So I have to go out and work.
Yes, so I'm there because of you.
All right.
Therefore, understand. Yet you are an absent parent. Therefore, they will ensure you come back home, you will be present there to deal with the court cases because in school, I'm going to be rebellious and I'm going to ban the schools so that you come back because of rebellion. At the same time, this headmaster, I'm going to look for my peers and gang up with them and we fight this headmaster so that now when we fight the headmaster, they definitely want to see who has got to say in this school. Who has got to say? Is it the headmaster or me?
All right.
Yeah, the power game, therefore make them even to refuse for a female teacher to teach them.
Okay,
Yes.
because it's about power here.
You are a girl. Me, I'm circumcised. I'm a man.
Yeah.
So,
Ni nini unaniambia?
what are you telling me? Where will this subject of yours take me? So, those are the power game that they are going to be playing with authority, and they want to test the limits. They want to test the limits.
Push the buttons.
They'll ban the school transformer. And therefore, the next moment, the parents will meet with them in the Australia prison. And therefore, you who are pretending that you are too busy, I've caught you. I've caught you.
I have made the time.
Yes, and here you are, kissing with authority, kissing with the government.
Because of me.
Because of neglecting me.
Oh, wow.
These are the same children who also will now have kind of we talk about the inadequacy, attention seeking, the attention seeking, rebellion for no apparent reason, and the power game. So now the rebellion will reach a point whereby if it is the school rules and regulations, they are the children who are coming with the drugs and they put in the drugs in the food, so that now
everybody goes crazy.
Everybody goes crazy. Then we say it is devil worship in school.
But they are feeling very satisfied.
And that time they are really enduring a lot of pleasure.
Yeah.
The pressure that they are looking for now, they have gotten it indirectly.
Yeah.
And as a result, now there we are. The whole school has to stop so that we pay attention to this truant child.
Wow.
And therefore, there we are. I'm there as the center of interest, and my name will be mentioned again and again.
Yeah.
The more you mention my name, the more I feel important.
The more
and because I want to maintain that importance, I'll continue to display the same behaviors again.
Because I need to be relevant in that.
So it become now a habit. So it's a habitual thing. You remove the child from this school, they go to another school, they still display attention seeking, power game, inadequacy, and the rebellion for no apparent reason. So the child will rotate around a lot of schools, but the communication is, you parents, you neglected me. Now you are putting me to the authority here called the school rules and regulations. I will break them.
Now let me ask you, in psychology, you say that behavior is learned, relearned, and can be unlearned.
True.
Can I relearn this at, let's say, I'm in campus, I was neglected, all that you've said, I'm a classic example of that. Can I unlearn?
Yes. And how will you unlearn? By taking this individual to a conducive environment. Remember, there is the acronym for helping people to unlearn. The acronym is called HURTS. HURTS. That individual is portraying this kind of behavior. The H there refers to hatred. The child has got a lot of hatred. I remember hatred is a form of anger. The emotion that I needed, you are supposed to be there to give me love. Now, you rejected me. So, H refers to hatred. U means unforgiveness. That the child who will say that, will be talking to the peers and telling them that even if my parents die today, I will not go to their parents. I will not go to their funeral as a child, but as a visitor who attended their funeral. Those statements, you hear them. R means rejection. An individual who goes through rejection, even the aspect of boyfriend and girlfriend, an individual who goes through rejection, they really hurt other people. Because every time they are going to be accepted anyway, they tend to reject that. So they become the mosquito repellent. T means loss of trust. This child has lost trust with this environment, with the so-called handouts, because my parents were handouts, and they are very, very sorrowful. HURTS. Hatred, unforgiveness, rejection, loss of trust, and the sorrow. Now, the environment for them is whereby now, the conducive environment for them to unlearn is whereby now we put them in an environment that is conducive so that they can be able to change hatred into love, and this love should be twofold. The agape love must come there, first of all.
All right, godly one.
Yeah, the God one.
Yeah.
Yes, because I don't think whether the child expected to be brought up by the parents who are ungodly. Godly love, the agape, then the eros love, the human love.
Yeah, love for one another.
Yes, humaneness must come out of you so that they can be able to bond with you. Yes, then where there's unforgiveness, I need to forgive. Forgiveness is supposed to be given to people who do not qualify.
It is true. Unmerited favor.
And therefore, these parents who neglected me, they don't deserve to be forgiven. However, I have forgiven them and forget them. That's what there are two words. Okay. Forgiveness is forgiving, and to give somebody who does not qualify that forgiveness. Where the child has been rejected, now this child needs to be taught that for God so loved the world, and therefore they need to stop. If Jesus was to do what these neglected parents are doing,
we will be finished.
Now, then Jesus, what did Jesus do? He accepted us, and especially me, the black African, I was not in the DNA of the Jews. Are you together?
Yeah.
Through adoption, Jesus has adopted the black man like me, and now I've got the hope of eternal life. Therefore, the child who has gone through rejection, they need to be helped to accept first of all themselves, then they accept others in their circles, and this is what is going to facilitate the healing process. Whereby there has been love, and especially the term loss of trust.
Yeah.
Where to build the trust which has been lost is not easy. Yeah. It's not a miracle, it's not an action, it's not an event. No. It's a process, it's a journey. We are to help this child to develop trust that these human beings are not as bad.
Yeah.
And therefore they can be given another chance.
Yes.
And you see whether they will portray animosity or humanness. And for sure, when you develop that trust, you discover you've gone through the period of animosity, unyama. But now you discover even that animal has got the human nerve. Right together.
Yeah.
So that humanness is very important. That's why they are beings. You are a human being. So there's the human nerve there. And where there has been sorrow, the fruit of the Spirit comes in.
And restores.
Galatians 5:22-23. The fruit of the Spirit comes in. And at the beginning with what? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. All them have to self-control.
And above those, there is no law.
Perfect.
Now, I imagine our time is up. And I think, Mr. Gitari, next time, I'll definitely call you for another show. And you're going to tell us about those other parenting styles that are out of the four.
They are there. The helicopter parenting style.
We are going to talk about them next time.
Yes.
So that everybody knows where exactly they are. Now, how can we get you? What if a parent is thinking, apana me, I want the psychologist to see my daughter or to see me? Sababu wazazi kwanza nyinyi ndiye muna need counseling sana. How can they get you?
Oh, thank you very much. Now, I have an office at Ambank House, 12 floor room number 8. It's the office is there's a label called the Talent Eye Training Institute.
Talent Eye Training Institute.
And I said if people have got the question about the Talent Eye Training Institute, which is a tertiary college, they consult Matthew chapter 6 verse 22 to 23.
All right.
And also, can I give them my number?
Please. In fact, very important, your telephone number.
Thank you. So for the parents with the school children or even children at home who would need some support, by the grace of God, I have got a big heart for the children and adolescents. Is my area of interest, and therefore you can get me on 0712 77 12 77. A very simple number like the Safaricom number 0712 77 12 77. And I can always create time for you, even as a parent, and especially in this dispensation whereby we are talking about the 3 career path for our children. I've got very simple tools to assist your child to know the career path to take, and not a must that you should pay. You can get those kind of service free of charge. Thank you.
Consultation is free of charge.
Yes.
Right. So thank you for watching us on CAC TV on Parenting Diaries. We are going to see you when we see you.